Hello and welcome back to episode 5 of the Retro Wonderkids on Football Manager 2019. This experiment series, it's going to be hopefully 7 episodes. We say it at the start of everyone. So far, so good. We're in 2032 and they are 30 years of age. And we've got 24 players left still, so no one's retired out of the blue just yet. So let's get into it. Actually, what I've got to do last episode was check the World Cup and the Euros, Champions League, that sort of stuff. So that was from what, 2023 to 2027. So we'll do it now and look at all of it, I guess. So 2026 in semi-final, Nigeria lost to Holland in extra time, and Germany beat Brazil in the semi-finals. It's a neutral venue, Pasadena and East Rutherford. Oh, so it's in the US. It says, okay, that's nice for this time, isn't it? Holders Italy host Japan, so it's come back to Japan for 2034 in 2 years' time. So first, Germany beat Holland 3-2 in what would have been a feisty little final, I'd imagine. Just got throwbacks to Rudi Völler and was it Rijkaard, I think, spat in, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was. So yeah, 2034. This is 2028. So we've got 30. Oh, I was misreading. It was 26, not 30, 28. I was a bit confused. I was like, why is there one 2 years later? But Italy beat France in the semi-final in 2030, and Spain lost to USA in extra time in Italy. Yeah, very strange. So we're going to have an Italy-USA final. Italy got to the final in the US, and now USA got to the final in Italy. And Italy win 2-0 at the San Siro. We can't view it, unfortunately. So 2030, so it's a Euros, it's probably about to go on, so we won't see that obviously just yet. We go to, is it European Championships on here? Yeah, European Football Championship. So we'll go to, yeah, it's not started yet by the looks of it. So 2024 will be the last one we need to look at. Any strange teams in there? I mean, it depends what you define as strange. I mean, Scotland are there. I'm not going to say anything about that. France beat Portugal, and England beat Holland in the semi-final. Obviously it doesn't matter now, but I wonder if Gareth Southgate's still the manager there at that point in his waistcoat. And England win 2-1. Can we see? I can't see the goal scored. I wonder if Baggio scored against the team he shouldn't be for the team he shouldn't be playing for. And then 2028. The last one, semi-final, England lose to Spain 4-2, so they get to another semi-final in Sweden, and France beat Germany, and I think we just saw the result there. France win 3-all penalties, but after a 3-all draw we still can't view the scores, unfortunately. It's a bit annoying, and we've got this season currently ongoing, so we'll have to look at that next episode. Let's get back to the shortlist. Oh, we've got a Champions League, haven't we? Champions League. Probably looked at it in 2023, episode 3, didn't we, I think? So it's probably 24 onwards. So, semi-final. PSG beat Atletico Madrid and Barcelona beat Arsenal. So we've got a PSG-Barca final. That's from take your bets. I'm going to go PSG. Barcelona on penalties, 1-all. Okay. Then the following season, it's going to chuck me to Group D every season. That's annoying. All English and all Spanish semi-finals. The 2 English clubs coming out on top: Man United, Liverpool, beating Real Madrid and Barcelona respectively. I'm going to call it as, I'm trying to think who's got the most players that are from this shortlist. I'm going to call it Man United. They got a good few Dutchies, haven't they, and a few others. Liverpool winning it 2-1. Okay, in Rome. Obviously, weren't there before. So 2028, go to the semis. PSG lose to Man City and Barcelona beat Arsenal. I'm gonna go for Man City just because I think they've got a few of the good midfielders and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna go for Man City. Barcelona. I'm not having a good record in these. Barcelona win 2 on penalties after a 2-all draw. And then we go to 28-29. Where are we coming back to? 2032. Okay. Barcelona beat Arsenal. So we've seen Arsenal in a few semis, and Bayern appear, but they lose to Man City, and I'm definitely calling Man City again this time. They lose on penalties to Barcelona after a 1-all draw at the Bernabeu in Madrid. So Barcelona, extra bit of motivation for them there, I guess. 29-30. Oh, very English affair here. So we've got Tottenham go out to Barcelona and Man City beat Arsenal. I'm sticking with Man City. I'm sticking with my guns. It's got to be right at some point. They do. They beat Barcelona 3-1. I'm not sure who got the goals. That's in Athens. So another English team winning. That was in Istanbul or Liverpool, wasn't it? I don't think anyone's won it in Greece. I might be wrong. So 20-30-31. PSG beat Real Madrid and Barcelona beat Manchester United. So 2 Spanish teams making it, but only one getting to the final. I'm going to go with PSG again, I think. Barcelona 1-0. Oh, this record and this. Don't listen. If I put any betting tips up online, don't listen to them, because I'm absolutely atrocious, it seems. Man City in the final season, now the season just gone, Man City beat Atletico Madrid and Chelsea lose to Tottenham, so it's a Man City Tottenham final. I got to stick with Man City, just knowing who they've got. I mean, Tottenham have got Best and Yashin at the last count, but it's got to be that, hasn't it? Man City, yeah, 2-1. Can we see that? We can see this one. Bobby Charlton, Eusebio and Goebbels, who I've signed on FM18 and was fantastic. Looking pretty good on this. 30 years old now, 73 million. Just signed on a free transfer from Juve. Yeah, he's not a bad player. He's as good as some of these on here. But yeah, so we've got Bobby Charlton and Eusebio. Who else played? Yashin. Best. And that's it there. We've got Bobby Charlton, we know Bobby Moore, Maldini, Beckenbauer, Eusebio, Stefano Stoichkov. So Man City have definitely got a big abundance of these players. Hopefully that doesn't annoy too many transfers that are about to happen in this episode, but we'll kick into it with the players now. So 30 years of old, 29 and 30 years of age. The most valuable player shortlist, one of the one. So the most valuable player is Puskás. He's at Man United. So we're looking at since 2027, so I don't think he's moved just yet. He's got 111 caps now, 121 goals for Hungary. The record is phenomenal. He's out for about 2 months, so 375 grand as a key player. Still looking very good. The physicals are still there. He's got 30 years of age, and yeah, he's been there for a while now, trying to win the goals. So we came back here, so he did 26 in 31 this season. 21 in 32, 24 in 35, 13 in 30, 22 in 31. He is banging in the goals for Man United, banging them in for fun. I'd be amazed they're not winning league titles. We've got Ronaldinho is number 2. Okay, he's at Barcelona still, 91 million. He hasn't moved. We know that. He's on 400 grand a week. We're starting to see a few higher wages appearing now as well for some of these guys. He's got 36 goals or 38 goals. I can't quite read that from here. 79 games, and yeah, he's just had a bit of a dip of a season. Only 3 goals, 5 assists, but 14 games. Maybe a bit of injury starting to crop up this season. 7.69, but he's still a fantastic little player, as expected. Diego Maradona is at Chelsea. I think he has been for a while. Yes, he has, and it's been a good few days since I recorded this. So I recorded a few of them back to back. So I'm remembering stuff and where players were and when they moved. He's kind of slipped out of my mind a little bit now, but he's on 65 goals in 82 games for Argentina. Still 29, this guy. 650 grand a week. I think that's the highest wage we've seen up to this point in this series. 90 million pound value, unsurprisingly unavailable. Not for transfer, but yeah, he's looking pretty good. His last season was here, so he's come back with 22 and 37, 23 and 35, 18 and 31, 19 and 38, 20 and 36. Yeah, not a bad little rating there. Starting to pick up the goals. I thought some of these goals would be higher against their appearances for some of these guys, but I mean, they're still cracking returns, aren't they? Let's be honest. We've then got Stanley Matthews, who's wanted by Barcelona. I'm going to put a shout out PSG maybe. Arsenal and Chelsea. Okay, 88 million pounds. He's got 49 and 104 goal caps for England. One of the key players that would have seen England win that European Championships, I'm sure. Has he moved here recently? No, he's been here a while now. Pretty early on he moved there from West Ham actually. Came back here, 17 in 31, 21 goals, 24, 15, and again a slight dip in games and goals. Possibly an injury. We're going to start seeing that probably a bit more. A few long-term injuries, knocking some of these game appearance times down, I'm sure. just the amount of football they've been playing from such a young age, it's going to take its toll at some. Carrying on the Man United contingent is Johan Cruyff, 55 goals in 121 games for Holland, 275 grand a week, so one of fewer wages still at the moment. He has done, so not a bit of a blip here in the first season of this catch-up. Back up to 18, which is actually his best season yet, and 9 assists. So very good season there, 7.59 average rating. I'm going to assume Man United possibly won the title that season if everyone was firing in that season. Back down to 9 and 23, so the game's starting to drop a little bit. 4 in 24, and then 6 in 30. Picked up a little bit there, but he's 1 assist away from 100 in his career. 121 goals in just under 400 games. So very good return for him. But he's not a striker. Well, he can play striker, and I doubt he is. So Kenny Dalglish has joined Barcelona. I think he was at Leicester all his career until even at last episode he was wanted by them. 127 caps, 99 goals, so 1 away from the 100. Still got a better number of goals than caps in under 21s, but £87 million, 200 grand a week. A bit of a late bloomer, this guy. So had a good couple of seasons at Leicester just before he left. So he wanted here, but he hadn't actually left yet. But he took him 2 seasons, but they went for 85 million. And yeah, he's banged in the goals for fun at Barcelona. 18, 17 and 10 in about 50 games maybe? 55 games, something like that. Good little record for him. 232 goals in all competitions in his career. Yeah, well, no, not including international goals, but. And Georgie Best is still at Tottenham, 30 years of age, 57 goals, 104 caps, £85 million, 245 grand a week. I thought he'd be on more, but that's possibly because he's still at Tottenham. They're not paying quite the big wages that maybe some of the other teams are, but they're still winning trophies here. I'll try not to say too much of that because we're going to have a comparison at the end of the series and see how they're doing. We'll possibly see in the next episode a few more. I might have to do it maybe for this episode a little bit and see how they're getting on. Oh, I don't know, because there's going to be some retire. No, we'll do it in the final episode and come back to maybe this one to see how they've got on. But so Georgie Best, 10 goals in 38, back up to 21, joint best season. More assists though in this season, 7.72 average. Back down to 18, 16, 12. So yeah, peak years now. We're seeing maybe a bit more consistent performances from a lot of these guys. Hitting the same sort of numbers when they're playing the same sort of games, which is, good to see. Ruud Gullit still at United, 29 years old, 325 grand a week, 111 goals in 145 games for Holland, and unsurprisingly, obviously see Holland do quite well. Was it at the World Cup or the Euros? I think they won one, got to a semi-final, something like that. These guys, there's so many Dutch guys out here. It's bound to happen. 19 goals again, 16 this season, 30 and 37. Far and away his best season, 11 assists as well. Only one off his best return of assists as well, so 41 goals he's responsible for in that season. Back down to 21, which is still very, very reasonable. In fact, that's his second best season in terms of goals. I think no, it's not quite. He's had a couple of 22s, but a very good return. 239 goals in all. Yeah, not a bad overall average rating, 7.6. Got a trio of Man City players. First up is Eusebio, £85 million, 325 grand a week, 92 goals and 127 caps for Portugal. That's absolutely insane. Bearing in mind Portugal are probably a team that aren't really doing too well. He's not doing too badly. And 17, 16, 10, 12 and 13. I'm rushing through these a little bit more because some of the episodes have been quite long, so I'm just trying to rush through as much as I can. I know I've maybe waffled on a few other bits, but I'm going to try and fly through. You can always pause if you want to have a look at some of the stats specifically. So we'll get on to the next guy. Hristo Stoichkov of Man City, striker, 73 goals in 99 games for Bulgaria, £85 million and 300 grand a week. Yeah, he's still coming on very strong. Big improver, this guy. He started off a bit low at Leicester, not doing too great, but he got his move to Man City, sort of gradually improved, and now he's hitting easy double figures and a lot of 20 plus goal seasons. 18, 15, 23, 20, a lot of assists. Good average rating here, 804. Yeah, so a couple of good seasons there for us. And then another Man City player, Alfredo Di Stefano. Not sure if another Man City player's following him, so I haven't scrolled down yet, but 75 goals in 93 games for Argentina, 375 grand a week and £85 million value. He is hitting 12, 13, 17. A great season just now on 24. Joint second on 2 other occasions, his best goal return. Did he do that in less games than the other 2 times? No, he did it in 31 here, but 35, 24, 19 game assists, 803 average. Yeah, he's coming into his own. He actually, I think in his real career, he's still going at 50 something. I think he might have even won a Champions League at Real Madrid at 40 something, or something ridiculous like that. So we might see if he carries on a little bit. Back to Liverpool now. He's at his Van Basten is still there. 56 and 112 for Holland for him. 250 grand a week and 85 million pounds. And he's had a few transfers, this guy. Started at Fulham, went to Napoli, now he's at Liverpool. Settled there, been there for the longest point of his career. In fact, he's been here longer than he has been the other 2 clubs combined. He's hitting numbers like 17, 24, 13, 12. Good seasons. I mean, this 24 season, we've seen a lot of, around this sort of season, players just bang it in the Premier League that season. Must have had goals, 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 as Soccer-AM would say. I mean, yeah. And then Platini at Chelsea. He is worth what 85 million pounds, 140 caps, 67 goals at 29 years of age, 675 grand a week. Is that the top now? I think we saw 600 or 625, something like that. 675 though for Platini, elite attacking midfielder. I mean, he's got to be hitting some numbers to be getting money like that, surely. Yeah, he's still carrying on. From a centre midfield role, 124 assists and 163 goals in 460 games. Not to be sniffed at any degree. 14 goals just now. He's not quite his best season, but his assist is up there as well. 28 goals he was responsible for this season. Only 3 player of the matches as well. That's absolutely insane. Chelsea must have some players doing absolute fits for them. English Roberto Baggio. He's got 102 caps and 143 games for England. Easily England's best goal scorer now. Probably getting there for the caps as well. 85 million pounds, 375 grand a week. Arsenal are actually paying some wages. Who would have thought it? Who would have thunk it? And he's been hitting some pretty consistent numbers, like we said. Consistency now, 21 in 37, 17, 17, 17 on a bounce, and then back up to 21. 236 in all competitions. Yeah, he's looking very nice and coming on nicely since he left Bournemouth. Again, was there for a couple of years, moved to a club, and he's just been steady at Arsenal for those years. Had a type of tribunal, had a testimonial in that time, I'm sure, as well. Gerd Muller still at Arsenal as well, 85 million pounds, 300 grand a week, 106 caps, 104 goals, banging them in for Germany, absolutely banging them in for Germany. And how's he getting on? He's hitting. Bearing in mind, as we remember, this guy didn't even have a Wonderkid listing at the start of the game. I must have put something wrong in with him. It didn't have that as his media description. But he is hitting 22, 22, 21, 27, 26 in the last 5 seasons. He is banging them in. It's really caught him up in these numbers because he had a few lean spells, a few lean years at the start, but he is someone that has just grasped it in, going into the prime of his career from sort of maybe 23, 24 onwards. Just started blasting it, and I think it's some crazy numbers. 27 here. I think it's that same season where everyone's scoring a lot of goals, so interesting to see what the Premier League looks like that season. Lothar Matthäus, he is at Manchester United, and I'm pretty sure he's moved, isn't he? No, maybe not. Maybe not. He's 81 million pounds, 375 grand a week. Only 18 goals for him, but that's not what he's about. He's more about everything else, although he does have some pretty good long shots, so maybe that's where most of those come from, because his finishing is fairly woeful. But in 120 caps for Germany, so playing most games. And he's just ticking along nicely. He's just had a pretty good season. He's had his best season, Man United. Not last season, but the year before. 8 goals, 6 assists as well. Yeah, he's coming along very nicely. 747, I think that's his best average rating as well. It is. So yeah, 20, 30, 31 was the season for Lothar Matthäus to spring up. But he's, again, very consistent. Franz Beckenbauer, another one at Man City, another world-class midfielder. 575 grand a week, 81 million pounds, and he's got 27 in 135, so he's pushed away a bit more on the goals than Matthäus, but he's still very, very good. Of course, but we're seeing 9 goals, 10 goals, 10 goals, 7. Good number of assists, started to pick up as well since those early days. He got some 13s down here as well. But again, he left Newcastle early on, and he's been at Man City ever since. 48 million pounds. That's 48 million pounds. Very, very well spent for Man City. Another midfielder at Man City is Bobby Charlton. 42 goals, 123 caps for England. 81 million pounds, 300 grand a week. yeah, another one who's coming on very nicely. He scored in that Champions League final, of course. He's had a couple of moves. He's been a bit more of a flit around player, but 131 million. I think that happened. Has that happened since the last episode, or right at the end maybe? I'm not too sure. He might have been there just for that season. But 8 goals, 6 goals, bit of a dip, 2 goals in less games, 7 and 6. You know, fairly consistent-ish numbers of assists as well. Very good player, coming on nicely. But yeah, a real dip here for Man City. Don't know if they had a bit of a dip, or if it was just him, or injuries, or whatnot. He had a bit of a dip here at PSG as well. He played well though, to be fair, so maybe not. But yeah, Bobby Charlton coming on good as well. Man City again, Bobby Moore. And it's 140 caps for him, 4 goals. He's got a couple of goals for England. 65 million pound of value, 300 grand a week. And yeah, still looking very good. Crazy physicals, crazy mentals. The technicals he needs are crazy as well. The ones he doesn't, they're not there. Doesn't matter. He's got what he needs. And getting a couple of goals now as well. 2, 3, 0. Doesn't show the clean sheets for defenders, unfortunately. It does just still show goals and assists, which is a bit annoying, but some average ratings there to give you an idea that he is playing very, very well. As is Paolo Maldini, also at Manchester City, and I'm pretty sure that has happened since the last episode. I'm fairly sure. 12 goals for him as well, not bad for a centre-back, probably playing left-back a little bit as well. 141 caps, 60 million pounds, 275 grand a week. And yeah, that's happened since. So he had a last season at PSG. Great season as well, 802 average, 19 games though. He didn't play a great deal for PSG. I don't know if it is their season being shorter or they just rotate more for Champions League, I'm not too sure. But he went on a free to Manchester City, his contract elapsed, so I don't know whether he just didn't sign or they didn't want him, I have no idea. But what a free transfer that is for Man City, to get a player of that calibre on a free transfer. Bearing in mind he would have been, what, about 27 at that point, so coming right into his prime. That's absolutely crazy. Levi Yashin still at Tottenham, 131 caps. Obviously, there's no goals yet. That would be crazy to see that. I think I mentioned it once or twice. Just waiting to see that have a number 1 next to it or something. He's worth 60 million pounds as well, 250 grand a week. Not much more to say on this screen. But he's, yeah, since he left Huddersfield, just consistently at Tottenham. But his goals is still in the positive. The conceded against the appearances, he's played more than he's conceded. 29 and 36, 40 and 38, bit of a dip there. 38 and 39 conceded, bit of a dip. Then 34 and 38 as well. 16, 14, 16, 15 in the clean sheets. Bit of a dip there with 6 and 6, but this guy, this goalkeeper, absolutely phenomenal. Surprised he stayed at Tottenham all this time. And Romario, who was the most valuable player on it at the start of last episode, was that 5 years later, is now right down the bottom. I guess that's because his contract is running out in about a month's time. So yeah, so that's skewing some of these figures, I guess, to a degree. But he's got 71 caps in 105 games for Brazil. £26.5 million, still very high valued. Now, who's wanting him at the end of his contract? Barcelona and Real Madrid. He's played for Barcelona in real life, of course, so that'd be an interesting one to see if he ends up there, like a lot of Brazilians do. But he's been at PSG since he left Liverpool for £8 million, which again is a silly transfer fee. Bang in the goals, 26 and 26, 27 and 25, 23 and 27, 23 and 26, and 18 and 24. God knows what he'll do if he goes to Barcelona. Absolutely rip it up, I'm sure. 283 goals in total. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Getting down to the last couple, so yeah, Pele, real fall from grace for him. Again, contract is involved, £26 million, 400 grand a week, yeah. 81 goals, 126 games. His contract's running up, but no one wants him at the moment. Barcelona are probably going to keep hold of him. I'd be amazed if they don't. Since before, he has got 18 goals, 21 in 21, 16 in 20, and 26 in 24 just gone. So I'd be amazed if on these numbers, particularly that last season, they're not snapping him up for another, what, 3-year deal at least? 4-year deal maybe? Yeah, phenomenal player, Pele. And Ronaldo, he's out for 2 months. Don't know if that's again, his contract's running out, £24.5 million. 41 caps in 60 games for Brazil. I'm amazed he hasn't got more games for Brazil. I'm not sure what's going on, I don't know it's just an abundance of players or what, but they're not going for him. So he, I mean, look at these returns, 17, 16, 22 and 24, 17, 13. Again, they're good numbers for someone who hasn't been crazy. 234 games, there's been players we've been looking at thinking they've been cruising through this series, just banging them in, and they've got less goals than him or not many more than him. Ronaldo's kind of gone under the radar to a degree a little bit. He's obviously in Real Madrid now and hit some good numbers, but he's been fairly kind of under the radar to a degree. Has he got any serious injuries? 2 months that one. 11 months early on, didn't he? He had that damaged kneecap. Yeah, that was a bad one. So that's all the players we've gone through. So we've had a look at the Champions League. Let's have a quick look at the Premier League over the last couple of years. We won't look at the other leagues, so I don't think they're loaded. So we'll look at the overview. We'll go to past positions. No, we'll go to stages. We'll go back to 2023. So I don't think we looked at it then. So Man City won the league that year. No real surprises in there. I think we did look at that one because Preston Ipswich getting relegated. We did look at that one. So after that episode, we didn't then catch up on it. Man United again, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal. The usual suspects really, I guess. No surprise relegations, anything like that. No teams popping up in the league that are a bit of a surprise. We've got Man United again, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea. Usual top six, Huddersfield, Southampton going down. They've had a couple of good years. Obviously, they've sold those players and bought a couple of big ones as well. And they've gone down, so it'll be interesting to see if they bounce back. Then we've got Fulham go down, Stoke, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea. The top six is remaining very consistent here. I guess they're the ones with the money and they're getting the bigger players. I don't know if that's because obviously the ones who all started here, they don't have them anymore, but they do have the money. So has anyone actually hit big numbers of points? Let's go back to the start. I think, what is it, 106 or 103 we saw there? Here, I think. 103, yeah. And Man United Man City got 100. United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, yeah. Fulham, Stoke, we did see that one. 25, 6, 27, Man United again. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham. Southampton come straight back up and finish mid-table. West Ham, Palace and Preston go down. So no real surprise. We've seen a lot of teams going up and down here. Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham. I'm not even going to comment on that top six, it's absolutely ridiculous. And Southampton hovering dangerously close, a point from safety, which is a point safe rather than a point from safety. Man United, Arsenal, City, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, just in a different order. Apart from Man United, it seems they seem to be winning most of the seasons. Stoke, West Brom, Preston, and no one surprising at the top. Southampton bounced back to being ninth. Got Man United again, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. No strange teams. Southampton down again. Real yo-yo team they've turned into to a degree. Man City this time. Arsenal, Man United finished third. Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham. Just waiting to see a real Division 3 or conference team that have got promoted to the Premier League or something. It doesn't seem to be happening just yet. And then the season just gone. Man City win the league, Arsenal second, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool. Watford sneak in. Who did they sneak in at the expense of? No, it's an extra place. No surprise teams, and Palace, Fulham and Bournemouth go down. Let's go back to the shortlist. In fact, let's look at past winners. I'm pretty sure United have dominated that. So we started here. Man United. Man City had a few of the early spells, as did Liverpool. Man United the last couple of years have just been, them and Man City have shared it to a degree, but Man United have had a good number. God knows how many they've won in total now. Let's get back to the shortlist. I'm going to whack that view up to see goals and whatnot. Okay, so I have set up the squad view now in the shortlist, so we can look at all-time appearances, all-time goals and all-time league goals. So now's the time, drop down below who you think's top in each category of those. We've only got one goalkeeper, so we don't need to do clean sheets or anything like that. Defenders are a little bit harshly done by here because there's not really much we can check on those or even scan them by. But yeah, let's get into it now. We'll see who did the top. So yeah, get your votes down in the comments below for no cheat. So if we start on appearances all time, I don't know if it includes international as well, but George Best is top on 728. Yashin not far behind. After that, we're starting to see a bit of a trading crowd. Beckenbauer, Joe, that sort of thing. I would have probably bet on Yashin myself, just being a goalkeeper. If he gets number one, he's going to play every game of the season. It's only injury or suspension that's primarily going to keep him out. But yeah, he's in there for that. And for league goals, it's Romario 283, Pele's on 264, and then Puskás on 261. Then we're starting to see a bit of a change, a bit of a gap. Ruud Gullit, Baggio, Ronaldo, who's obviously injured for a few months as well. Kenny Dalglish, yeah, all kind of around the same sort of numbers. So can anyone pull back that lead that Romario has? What's he got? About 20 goals ahead of Pele. Can that be pulled ahead in league goals? And who do you think will do it? In terms of all-time goals, Ruud Gullit is actually leading that 360, so that's including all cups, European Cups. I assume, yeah, that'll be international goals as well. Ruud Gullit is smashing that 360, 10 ahead of Pele on 350, who's some way off his 1,000 goals that we mentioned before as well, that he boasts about in his career in real life. Di Stefano just back on 347. So this is very tight. Puskás on 344, Badger on 342. Yeah, we start to see a bit of a gap with Mario and Muller right down here. So again, who do you think is going to win the all-time goals? Ruud Gullit, he's got a bit of a lead, but not crazy. Depends on where somebody goes. Maybe if Pele's contract runs out, if he leaves, who knows where he'll end up. Could end up somewhere that's going to, yeah, really fly off or drop away, who knows. But yeah, that's the end of today's episode number 5. We're going to come back for episode 6, which is another 5 years on, 35 years of age. I'd expect the 24 players to have dipped somewhat. Some of them are going to have retired, maybe become staff. We can try and find that out as well. That would be a nightmare trying to find them. And then got one more episode off that, which is another 5 years on, 40 years of age. Hopefully then we'll know everyone's retired and if they have to become managers or falling out of the game altogether. So then we'll look at things like Ballon d'Ors, biggest transfers, obviously the all-time goals, appearances, all that sort of stuff that we mentioned. Yeah, so until next time, which is tomorrow for episode 6 and 35 years old 2037, I'll see you later. Take care.